Hello everyone, welcome to Learn the Strategy with alphapte.com, and today we'll be discussing another reading module question, which is MCQ single answer. Let's discuss what is multiple choice single answer in detail. For this type of question, you need to read the passage and understand the multiple choice question. After reading a text, answer a given question on the content or tone of the text by selecting one response. You will only be assessed on the reading skills and you will not get marks from this question in any other module. Your length can be up to 300 words, but most commonly it can be around 80 to 150 words. That is the most common length. So the passages are generally short. You will not have a fixed time for individual question. You will have a combined time for the entire reading module, and whatever time you use in this question, it's like that time you cannot use in any other question. So do not get carried away and spend 2 to 3 minutes in solving this question. Take approximately 40 seconds to maximum 60 seconds and get done with this. Do not reread and get into the process of wasting time. You will have minimum 2 or maximum 3 questions in your exam, and you will have around 1 or maximum 2 marks from these questions. Your scoring is not on the basis of partial credit. If you select the right answer, you will get the mark. If you don't, you won't. Let's see how we can attempt this question. There are several possible options, but only one is the correct answer. To select an option, click on it using the left button on your mouse. If you change your mind, left click on the option again and deselect it. The option you select will be highlighted in yellow color. If you deselect it, that yellow color goes away. The score on multiple choice single answer is based on the following factors. Your response to multiple choice single answer is judged on your ability to analyze, understand, and evaluate a short reading passage on any given academic subject. Your response is scored as either correct or incorrect. There is no partial mark or credit for an incorrect response. This question type affects scoring of only reading module. You'll get a mark for correctly completed response or 0 for no response or incorrect response. This multiple choice question type tests your reading ability, your reading understanding, and it tests how well you can understand the ideas which are given in that short text. You should read in every case. Just always initially read the passage, and before you read the passage, always start by reading the question. Okay, and while you read the passage, focus on reading and focus on finding precisely what they're asking in the question. If the question is specific, go for the specific answer. If the question is general, skim through the passage and understand the content. When you discover a reference to a choice in the content, don't quickly choose it. Stop and think if it makes sense around the question. Read the sentence before and after the option and get more understanding. A few choices seem to be comparable, however, they're most certainly not. This is the reason you should consistently look at all the alternatives and look for a correct piece of information. The answer for these questions depend mainly on the content. You mostly get this answer when you try to utilize your own judgment. Try not to lose all sense of direction and try not to keep beating around the bush and looking again and again. Watch out for the time of the reading area. You should choose before the test how much time you will spend on each question. And for this question, if this is the last question, most of the time this comes at the end or it comes as the second last question. If this is the last question, You can only utilize the time that is left. If this is a second last question, then remember, after this, most probably you will have reading fill in the blanks, which is also known as drag and drop, and they require a lot of time. So if you waste your time here, you may end up losing marks in drag and drop. Try not to rely on just mixing and matching words between passage and your options. Read the entire sentence and select your choice. Let's look at the example. What do? The first thing that you do is read the question. According to the text, how do children usually understand advertising? So it's a specific question. They just want to know how children clearly understand advertising. Let's look at the passage and discuss the answers. From a child's point of view, what is the purpose of TV advertising? Is advertising on TV done to give actors the opportunity to take a rest or practice their lines? Or is it done to make people buy things? Furthermore, is the main difference between programs and commercials that commercials are for real, whereas programs are not? Or that programs are for kids and commercials for adults? As has been shown several times in the literature, example butter, etc. In 1981, Donahue, Hank and Donahue 1980, Macklin 1983 and 1987, Robertson and Rossiter 1974, Stephens and Stutz 1982. Some children are able to distinguish between programs and commercials and are aware of the intent of TV advertising, whereas others are not. Let's look at the options. Advertising is done so that actors can take rest and practice their lines. Did they say that? They're just asking a question. Is that happening? How do children usually understand advertising? This is not, they didn't mention that children advertise it like this, so it cannot be the right answer. Programs are for children while commercials are for adults. Is that how children understand advertising? No, they didn't mention that. They did mention that, but it's not related to the question. Children cannot distinguish between programs and commercials at all. Did they say that? No, they never said at all. Even if you don't understand this, this should be your right answer. Some children can distinguish between programs and commercials while others cannot. All right. So, where did they mention that? See, look at this point. Some children are able to distinguish between programs and commercials and are aware of intent of TV advertising, whereas others are not. So that's it, guys. So I think this is the right answer. Let's see. Yes. So instead of selecting the right answer, eliminate the wrong options and you will easily get your answer. That's how you solve your MCQ type questions. Multiple choice questions are also referred as time eaters, and it is important to manage time while practicing these questions. They're called time eaters because you end up spending a lot of time, because sometimes the passage is too interesting. You don't want to miss on it. You want to read again and again and get the right answer, but you need to remember it's not very scoring. The other questions have more marks. So please keep it in mind and always keep a watch on your clock. Thank you so much for watching. Please follow our Facebook page for regular updates and join our Telegram group for free assessment. Have a good day, guys.